Hi, welcome to the shop. Today we're going to take a look at some precision setup blocks from iGaging. Now if you've never had a chance to use setup blocks in your shop, it's going to change your world. The beautiful thing is you don't have to look for glasses to look at little tick marks on a rule or on a measuring tape. Basically the blocks let you do it physically. It lets you set up accurately and precisely almost every machine in your shop. And honestly, I use them for layout work all the time. Let's take a look. So, as you can see, they come in a nice plastic case, and you might say, so what? But honestly, I've seen setup blocks sold without a case, and quite honestly, they get lost, they become a mess, and they're just hard to find. So I like the case, and it's a handy thing to have. They also keep everything carefully aligned in the case, and that's great for use. Each block is solid aluminum with an anodized finish, and the dimensions are precise to within a thousandth of an inch in all directions. As I mentioned, you can use the blocks with the dimensions that are on them, such as the 3/4 inch on this one, but because of the precision milling of each of these pieces, the 3/4 inch block is a 1/2 inch tall, and you can use that as a reference point as well. And they're also, all of them, 3 inches in width, so you can use that as a dimension as well for physical setups. Pretty handy. The 15th bar, or the first bar most of us would pick up just because it's so cool, is actually referred to as a 1-2-3 block. That's because its dimensions are 1 inch by 2 inch by 3 inch. And it's actually got nicely engraved dimensions in a 32nd of an inch increments along the side and the bottom. And that's great, the engraving for sure, because they're not going to wear off anytime soon. Handy block, gets used for everything. Two other special bars are the 23/32 and the 15/32 bars. If you've worked with plywood, you know that it's frequently not exactly 3/4 or 1/2 inch or anything close to that. So these bars are set to work with exactly the right size of plywood that you're going to find in the store today. These are super handy. So how do you use them? In dozens of ways. Let's take a look. They can be used individually to precisely set up your table saw to 2 inches from the fence. By adding a second block, you can easily adjust to 2 3/8. Add a third block and you can go to 2 15/32. And you can just as easily check for depth of cut, which is especially useful when you're cutting grooves, dados, and rabbets. And as I mentioned earlier, the precision setup blocks can be used on almost every machine in your shop. Bandsaws, drill presses, routers, and router tables. Almost any place you measure to set up. And they're not just for machines. I use mine for layout around the shop, such as locating a drawer bottom groove and a drawer side. Oh, and they're also available in millimeters if that's your preference. Add a new level of precision to your shop today with the iGaging Precision Setup Blocks.